Okay, guys, welcome to a Sports Matters in association with WrestleSlam, the podcast special. And it doesn't get bigger than the man right next to me, Mr. Ace Austin. We've had so many great chats over the years, and Ace, a lot's happened since our last chat. But let's talk TNA and 2024. And listen, it's the place to be, my man. What a company, what an organization.
Absolutely. Yeah. I've always felt really strongly about the decision I made to be part of this crew. And it's done nothing but pay off over the last 6 years, I think now is where we're at.
Yeah, it's been some journey, but let's be honest. It's first of all we'll talk roster. It's one of the strongest rosters in the game right now. We're seeing you go from strength to strength. You know, one of the greatest ever X Division champions, but also now a tag team champion. Let's talk about ABC first of all. It is definitely a force to be reckoned with.
Oh, yeah. We, what, number 6 in the PWI last year? It's Me and Chris Bay getting together has been I can't say I'm surprised that it's gone so well. Him and I are both such strong and determined people, and so yeah. I mean, I never saw myself being this successful in a tag team scenario.
Definitely. And we've seen some great victories already. Obviously, that win over Eric Young and Josh Alexander was very impressive. But obviously, look, you enjoy tag team action and you relish the challenge.
Sorry, what was that?
You obviously enjoyed the tag team action. And obviously, look, you had a great victory against Josh Alexander and Eric Young. You're looking forward to the challenges ahead. And obviously, Emergence is going to be one of them big challenges.
Oh, absolutely, absolutely. And we're in our third tag team title run now, and I feel like we're the best we've ever been. We've done nothing but evolve our whole careers. So now Emergence is going to be exciting, and the fact that the Hardys are back in TNA, that is very exciting for the tag team champions.
Definitely. No, you mentioned the Hardy Boys, okay? Let's be honest. Growing up as a kid, you know, we all worship the Hardy Boys, but it's box office stuff, and we're gonna see so many, you know, duets between you guys and the Hardys in due course. But listen, Matt and Jeff are absolute legends, aren't they?
They are, and I've every time I get asked all the time, of course, what a dream match would be, and my answer has always been Jeff Hardy. And obviously there's a reason for that. Huge influence on me, of course. One of my all-time favorites growing up, and even when I first started, actually my first time ever stepping into a pro wrestling ring was to take a picture with Jeff Hardy after an Impact house show in 2011.
Yeah.
My mom had got tickets for us, and we saw the show, and afterwards they did photo ops with Jeff in the ring. And so that was my first steps between the ropes, was to take a picture with Jeff, and then started training in 2014. And the first time I ever did ring crew for a television company was September 2014. And again, it was for Impact. They were doing a show at the Bethlehem Sands Casino, and the Wild Samoan students got to go do crew for that. And Matt and Jeff were with the company then, and I saw him backstage, and I had to stop and talk to him. And so this is really full circle. This is really, really exciting to have them in the locker room.
And I'd say he's obviously a great guy for advice. He seems like a very down to earth guy. I've met him once or twice, and you know, he's definitely a man, you know, with some great knowledge and some great words that he could give to wrestlers, you know.
Oh, yeah, yeah. That's always been one of the best things about this company, has always been the revolving door of knowledge that we have access to on this roster, because we keep that door open to everybody, and everybody has come through that door. And yeah, so that, again, that's another one of those big reasons why I felt like this was the right choice for me, over these last 6 years.
Definitely. And look, we mentioned TNA and that locker room. That locker room is super special. There seems to be no bullshit there whatsoever. Everyone's on the same page. The respect factor is there. It must be a great place to work.
It is. And, you know, everybody has the best interest of the company in mind. Everybody, we all want to push this forward. We all want this to succeed, to get better. We all want the best for TNA because the best for TNA is what's best for us. You know, so I think that strong mentality has really carried us for all the way up to the success we're seeing now.
Definitely. We're seeing a lot of kind of like a lot of, crossing paths and stuff. Obviously, Joe Hendry, the Rascals, obviously crossing over to NXT, which is incredible. Yes, I'm sure it's only a matter of time before we see you make an appearance maybe over there as well. It's a great thing for the fans, and we absolutely love it, my man.
Yeah, ABC is no stranger to crossing through those doors. I mean, look what we did in New Japan, and as part of Bullet Club. Bullet Club has always had those ties into every company, right? Bullet Club has always had a strong foundation everywhere, and this is no different.
You mentioned Bullet Club, and I have an obsession with Bullet Club, okay? And I'm going to revert back to a man you know quite well, obviously, from being one of the awesome guys in the industry, Finn Balor. He's going through a bit of stuff at the moment, and look, he's confused, but maybe we'll see some Bullet Club reunion in due course where Balor will be around and you'll be there and there'll be others there, and that'll be something that'll be pretty cool.
Yeah, AJ might be around, Gallows and Anderson might be around. Yeah, hey, I've actually never met Finn up to this point. He's one of the few guys I've never met. So hey, but he could find my phone number really easily.
Yeah, here's me trying to start the rumors and trying to get something going, a bit of movement with Balor and Ace Austin. That was something I'd love to see. But listen, we'll have to chat, obviously, X Division Championship. That's a belt you know extremely well.
Yes.
That's obviously something that you're not going to forget about, and it's something that we'll hopefully see around that waist in due course.
Yeah, I'm a 3-time X Division champion, and now I'm a 3-time tag team champion. So I'm definitely no stranger to success in TNA, but especially that X Division championship was really huge, really pivotal for me at a young time in my career. I'm the second youngest X Division champion of all time. Last time the X Division title got involved with me and Chris Bay's relationship, it was a little rocky, because I thought we were kind of losing focus on what we needed to stay on. But Chris was very convincing in his argument that there's really no reason we couldn't hold all the titles that we wanted in TNA. And now that we're going to qualify for the Ultimate X, we're just going to have to see what happens.
I love it. It's always good to be that way. And look, we mentioned the prestigious belts in the company. Look, it's a belt that I'm sure will definitely be around your waist in a while. But a man that's come into the company, Mr. Nick Nemeth, aka Dolph Ziggler, that's a dream match, Ace, for the fans. Ace Austin versus Nick. It's a match that we want to see. It's a match that, look, it's gonna happen for many titles in due course. But listen, he's been a breath of fresh air since he stepped over, and it's a good thing for wrestling to see him at TNA.
Yeah, that was that's another guy right there who had a huge influence on both me and Chris Bay when we were young and had dreams of becoming pro wrestlers. And when he showed up in Vegas, it was one of those times where I really felt the shift. I really felt like this means something. This really means something, and this could really do a lot. And the fact that he made this choice, again, it's always a choice. Everybody's got the choice to walk through this door, and everybody chooses to for a reason. And that's no different with Nemeth. And we have me and Chris Bay had a tag team match against him and his brother, and even during that match, Chris Bay told me afterwards. He said that he kind of saw an interesting chemistry between me and Nick Nemeth. So I think that confrontation, especially if the world title is involved, is inevitable.
You obviously dream about that world title. Look, it's only a matter of time. Like a guy in his 20s that's already done so much already. But look, that's only something that's going to happen in due course. But what's your thoughts on that world title? What would it mean to you personally?
Well, another speaking of huge shifts in my career, right? The X Division title was huge for me in my young career, and shortly after that X Division title, I was, fingertips away from becoming the youngest world champion in this company's history, and that's what birthed the whole inevitable moniker, the whole idea of the inevitable that I follow now was birthed from my failure to become the youngest world champion. So I still have a bitter taste in my mouth about that, and it means everything to me to complete that collection. It's something. Independently, a big pushing point for me early in my career was the Wrestling Revolver. And Sammy Callahan, one of my mentors, when I was getting started, he gave me a lot of opportunities to shine because he had a lot of faith in me. And being a part of the Wrestling Revolver for the last 7 years has been incredible. And a lot of success that I've had in Revolver has sort of reflected, it's sort of prepared me for the success that I saw in TNA. And as of now, being the Wrestling Revolver World Champion, I've held every title in the Wrestling Revolver's history, every single one. So it's a complete collection. And I'm a collector. Actually, just before this interview, I was cataloging a bunch of comic books that I have been neglecting to organize. So collecting means a lot to me. Collecting is very important. And so finishing the TNA collection with the world title is very, very important.
Do you see that happening in the next year or two? Because I see it happening very soon. I'm surprised it's not. Like, I know it's fingertips and there's been moments, but it is a story that needs to happen and finish very soon. And do you see it happening in the next 12 months?
Well, see, that's tough to say because it all depends. I'm not a selfish man, despite what some people might think, and I can't deny the success that me and Chris Bay are having, and I really don't want to derail that for any particular reason. So, we're just going to have to play the cards that we are dealt.
I love it. Respect. Now, we mentioned Japan, and every time we speak to TNS there, I mentioned Japan, your face just lights up, okay? TNA in Japan, I think that's something I'd like to see, first of all. I'd like to see it more frequently in the sense of, TNA doing something there regularly. But do you think that's something that can happen where, look, there's the forbidden door. Look, it's a cliche that we say that, but I would love to see something along the lines of TNA out in Japan maybe once a month. Is that something you'd like to see?
Once a month would be incredible. I personally would love to spend a lot more time in Japan again because that was a life-changing experience for me. Maybe 2 years ago now, I think was Best of Super Juniors, the first and the only X Division champion to ever successfully compete and place in Best of Super Juniors like that. And man, once a month would be incredible. I don't see once a month happening. That's logistically, that's a very difficult thing to do. But at least once a year would be spectacular, and I think it would be very successful. Those fans are so incredible and respectful and ready for whatever you have to deliver.
And the fans are huge. Like I speak to a lot of guys, from Japan, and obviously wrestling is so big out there. But they were saying obviously that they'd love to see obviously like a crossover every month, like where a TNA star goes out, and then another one goes out and another one. It's the world is incredible at the moment when it comes to wrestling, and I'm obsessed with this crossover where we do see stars go to TNA to NXT obviously it's you know, some TNA stars get to work the indie scene quite well. Like, what does that mean to you to have that little bit of leadway where you can actually go and do stuff elsewhere? That's obviously a big thing.
You hit the nail right on the head. That is a very big thing. Again, I've said it. I've said it several times now in this interview. That's another big reason why choosing to join this company was the right one for me, because independently I had a lot of aspirations and a lot of goals and dreams and things I wanted to experience, and I have had the freedom to do that outside of my TNA schedule without question, and it's just been ridiculously huge for me to experience those things on my own before I do them with anything, with anybody else, with any company, with any group, with anything like that. Yeah, and the New Japan opportunity came, because I was X Division champion, because I was representing Impact in a huge way. So yeah, I mean, that can't be understated. That freedom is so huge for people. TNA is for the hustlers. TNA is for the people who are willing to work hard for themselves and are willing to make it happen for themselves. And that grind is, some people aren't built for it, but some of us are.
That you were. Now let's talk TNA Plus for all us Europeans. Obviously, it's a beautiful thing. And when I speak of Europe, obviously we want that European tour to come back. We want to see TNA in the UK and in Ireland. But let's talk TNA Plus. Obviously, it's a massive thing.
Oh yeah, the overhaul of the app has been another huge key, I think, to our recent success. A successful app, a successful way to stream content on demand is a must in today's climate, in today's entertainment industry in the world today. You need that at the tip of people's fingers, because people, that's how people operate now. And I think the TNA Plus app, especially for me personally, has been huge, because before I was just watching through the YouTube insiders, which was great, but I like having the house for everything I'm looking for in one place, and when they relaunched the app, I was definitely stoked, and that is the way. I don't have like cable or anything. I don't really sit down for longer than maybe 30 minutes at a time to eat a meal or something. So having that on my phone is the only way I get to keep up with our show, because I'm always on the go.
It's a game changer. Ace, listen, my man, it's an absolute honor and pleasure as always. I love catching up with you. We hope to see you in Ireland soon representing TNA. There's plenty of matches here over this side of the sea. But listen, my man, it's an honor. Keep up the amazing work, and we're rooting for you as always.
Thank you.